We actually won a bid from the Education Training Foundation. We were looking at how to improve our students' digital technology, but at the same time bring on board employability skills. It's really important that students leave us from the college with a wealth of employability skills, and digital technology being one of them. So we put forward a link into professional network program, which was LinkedIn, which we use ourselves as business people, and I know that Working Knowledge use it to recruit all their volunteers. So it's a tried and tested method. I've been pleased with it and how some of the students have taken it on board. I think some students more than others have seen the relevance of it, so that they're seeing how this can benefit themselves. And really now I know a lot of the companies that we've seen are not asking for CVs, they're asking just for your LinkedIn profile. So I think students are seeing that, so again, it's preparing them. So I'm pleased with how it's gone. We are rolling this out in September for all our students in the college. It will be part of our core tutorial program. So we've used this very much as it was an action research project to iron out anything that needed to be ironed out, and also to make sure that it is suitable for everyone. For this small group of students, we've seen the impact. And we'll see a greater impact in September when it's rolled out to all our students on the study programme and beyond. So we're looking at another 2,000 students that will go through the programme next year. We'll also look at how we've delivered the programme. This has been very short and synced because we only won the bid in the beginning of the new year. So we've had to put things in place quite quickly, whereas next year when we run it from September, it'll be a year-long project. So students will have the ability to develop.
My involvement was with the second year media group. It was a case of getting them involved in LinkedIn, making sure that they've all got profiles, and getting them to develop their networks. And as well as that, my own personal development, developing my own network as well, because I realised I hadn't been on my own LinkedIn for probably a couple of years, which is a bit shameful, but it helped me as well as a professional. The students have really progressed. I mean, the thing first of all I would say is there was a big tick list of what the students need to do, and it became quite apparent to me in really the first session that actually instead of step by step, they're best off just being given a bit more free rein, and just a case of saying, okay, this is where you need to get to, this is a good example of a profile, have a go and develop it yourself. Because even though I'm a media teacher, I would say a lot of my students are more savvy than me, especially when it comes to social media. So for them, this is what they do, it's second nature. And although many of them hadn't been on LinkedIn before, it was very easy for them to sort of navigate the site and work out themselves how to sort of put their profile up, etc., because they're just so used to doing it in other websites. They're coming to the end of their second year now, so for some of them it's university, and for others it's the big wide world, so it's a scary and daunting prospect. And so the more help they can get sort of making links with employers, the better, especially in the field that they're wanting to go into, which is the media, because it's all a case of who you know, even more than what you know. So even for those going to university, they're still going to, when they come out of university, or even while they're at university, going to be looking for jobs, and that degree by itself is not going to guarantee them a job in the media. They are going to have to make links, get experience and develop contacts. I would say, first of all, in terms of the step-by-step checklist, I think it's a little bit too prescriptive for students at this age. They, as I said, are so savvy with social media, they don't really need it. So I think what they would prefer, because at first I started to use the checklist and realised I was really holding some back who had just done it instantly. So what I think they would prefer is kind of goals. By the end of this session, have achieved that, and then giving them the rein to be able to do that independently, as opposed to everybody step by step working together. The other thing was, at first we tried to deliver it without it having computers, so that's how it was delivered to our staff, and that was impossible. You really need it to be delivered individual students in front of their own individual computers with their profile up, editing it live as they're being given instruction, because otherwise they'll just switch off by just listening to somebody talk at them. They really need to be doing. The other thing I would think about is the time of year. Because it's coming right up to the end of the year now, the students are all very desperate to get their final submissions in and complete the course. So as a result, finding time to be able to do this was quite difficult, whereas I would say it would be much better early or mid-year, so sort of first or second term.